Mulm in your pond. Is it good or is it bad? What the heck is it? And how do you get rid of it if you don't want it? G'day, my name is Kev. The purpose of my YouTube channel and website is to help people build and maintain ponds without spending a fortune. If that sounds like something that interests you, please like and subscribe. So what is mulm? Mulm is the sediment that accumulates at the bottom of your pond. Sometimes it might float up to the surface. It's everything organic that has found its way into the pond and is in a broken down form. So leaves, fish poo, some algae, uneaten food. Bacteria and organisms consume this material, and the stuff that gets left behind is the mulm. Some people might call it detritus, sludge, muck, or scum. Think of it like dust in a house. It will always be present. How much is dependent on a number of factors. In fact, many fish breeders will intentionally keep mulm in their tanks or ponds, as the microorganisms feeding on it provide a food source for the baby fish. But if you're not breeding fish and you can't stand the sight of it, there's quite a few things you can do to remove it and help prevent it building up so quickly. Like I said before, mulm is like dust in a house. You'll never completely be rid of it. These are just some things that will help keep it manageable. The first one's pretty obvious, physically removing it. You can use a pond vac, an aquarium siphon, or just a simple net. Of course, the size of your pond will determine which one of those methods better suits your circumstances. Some people like to completely drain the pond and give everything a good clean. I really don't like doing this. For one, it's lots of work, but more importantly, I feel it hurts the overall ecosystem of the pond. There's an entire food chain occurring inside the pond, and the mulm's a big part of that. So never think the mulm needs to be completely removed, as that's just impossible anyway. Just try and get it to a level that you're comfortable with. Because as soon as you put the fish back in, chuck them some food, one takes a dump, then a leaf falls in, and bingo, more mulm's being created instantly. So don't go crazy, just get as much of it as you can. My favourite method is to net out as much as I can. I then stir up the pond. Then I whack the vacuum in the skimmer, and this gets quite a lot with minimal effort. Now, of course, how often you need to do a physical removal will depend on many factors. How many fish do you have? How often do you feed them? Does lots of leaf material fall in the pond? What sort of filters and circulation do you have? You really need to find the right balance for you. I know people that will vacuum their ponds every week, and that's fine, but that's just not me. So if you want less mulm, and therefore less maintenance, here's some things that will help make a difference. Number one, a pond skimmer or more circulation. The more stuff you can capture before it sinks to the bottom, the less mulm you're going to get. A pond skimmer is constantly pulling all the surface debris into an easy to get collection point. You can make your own pond skimmer. I'll link a playlist in the description, or you can buy them off the shelf. I'll link a few models down there also. Water circulation will also make a big difference in how much mulm settles in the pond. The more water that moves through the pond, the less mulm. Think about a high flow river environment as opposed to a slow moving backwater. Lots of movement will keep the organics in suspension, and they'll be captured by the filters. Slower water will allow those solids to sink to the bottom and settle. Just keep in mind that you stock the pond appropriately for the amount of flow. Fancy goldfish don't want to be swimming around in whitewater rapids. Most small backyard ponds won't require jets to aid in water movement, but lots of people are starting to enjoy larger, more interactive ponds. In that case, adding jets to the bottom and jets to the surface to help push everything over to your skimming area will help keep the build-up of mulm more manageable. Number 2, don't overfeed the fish. If there's lots of mulm, there's lots of food. There's all kinds of organisms nibbling away at that mulm. Smaller organisms attract bigger ones, and up the food chain we go. I'm not saying you need to stop feeding altogether. I know it gives people a lot of enjoyment feeding their fish. Just be mindful that it's a contributing factor. Number 3, plants. Trees around the pond are obviously going to contribute leaf litter to the pond, but so is the aquatic vegetation. Which is funny because the aquatic plants will use some of that mulm as it builds up in the rock and the gravel. They'll absorb some of that nutrient. But again, it's the circle of life. The more plant material you can remove before it dies off or sheds within the pond, the more mulm you're reducing in the future. Oxygen and temperature is a fourth thing I should mention, as it helps the bacteria and organisms consume those materials faster. The breakdown of organic materials is quicker during warmer weather, in warmer water temperatures. And the bacteria and organisms need oxygen to function. When water is warmer, there's less oxygen in the water. If you've got high water circulation and lots of agitation, you don't need to worry. But if the pond's slow moving and highly stocked with fish, you might want to consider adding an aerator, especially in the summer. And lastly, it's worth considering what you want to get out of your pond. Do you want lots of fish that you'll feed all the time, or do you want a more hands-off pond that will more or less take care of itself? I enjoy all aspects of the pond, the sound of the water, the plants, the garden, the fish, and all the other little critters. So for me, an ecosystem pond makes sense. Most of my ponds have rocks and gravel as I'm trying to recreate a natural environment in my garden. My aim is to try and allow everything to find its own self-sustaining balance without too much influence from me. And because of that, I need to accept the presence of the mulm, as I know it's an important ingredient. But if you just want the focus to be on the fish and you want everything to be super clean, then you'd construct the pond quite differently. You might still like to use natural filters, but you might want to keep the liner bare so it's easier to vacuum. You might want to look at adding a bottom drain. So just choose the style of pond and the amount of maintenance you're willing to do that fits in with your own personal preferences. Remember, the mulm is natural and it's going to keep coming back. I hope this video has been helpful and not too boring. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.